Hey guys, hope everybody's having a good night. It's 5 after 3 in the morning. Just finishing up my shift and heading home. I don't know, I'm just sort of inspired to make this video. I don't know, life has changed a lot for me in the last year, that's for sure. Life looks a lot different than I had thought it would. Excuse me. I spent 15 years building up seniority, I guess you call it, to be finished work by noon every day, and I'm no longer doing that. So having to start again at the bottom is it's kind of awkward at my age. So it is what it is. One of the reasons I'm playing this song right now, Echo Beach by Martha and the Muffins. You know, when I was a little guy, I had this record, an LP called High Voltage, and it was a best of album. Had a bunch of different hit songs of the day, hit songs of the day, and this was one of them. Other songs was I Got You by Split Enz, Ghost Riders in the Sky by somebody other than Johnny Cash. I don't know who it was by, but this song got me through a lot, you know, and when I was in a lot of pain from surgeries, or if everybody was yelling and outside, I would kind of hide myself under a desk and listen to this really quietly, dream of a place called Echo Beach. And you know, as I became an adult, I learned there's physically a place called Echo Beach somewhere in Ontario, I believe. But for me, Echo Beach is always going to be a state of mind. You know, it's somewhere where there's hope. It's somewhere where people aren't mad at me for no reason. Somewhere that I can be a fully realized human being and not some marginalized, useless piece of shit. You know, I'm still looking for my Echo Beach, man, you know. 47 years into this journey, I've never really found my Echo Beach. I've looked for it in alcohol. I've looked for it in sneaker collections, relationships. And I'll tell you, that's one thing I've learned, is that no human being is going to be my Echo Beach. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I've learned that people will fail me. I will fail them. I mean, we're humans, and I am who I am, and people are who they are. And it turns out that we put on a mask when we first meet somebody, and we show our optimal characteristics. I've even had it where somebody has been a fan of my Instagram and made themselves appear to be who they thought I would want them to be, my perfect partner, and it worked, you know. And so I guess when they got bored of playing that role, they moved on to a whole other persona. And you know, when I see them now, they're absolutely not anything like they were. So clearly they just hop from persona to persona, and people do that. I mean, I'm not laying any blame on anybody. That's who that person is, and I wish them luck, you know. I am who I am, and honestly, you know, we don't put up everything about our personality online, you know. I mean, maybe it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm being a little bit introspective, I'm sort of looking inward a little bit. Probably dangerous as heck to drive with the light on, but you know, how else are you going to see me with my glasses on? Fuck. You know, I used to be so worried about making a video with, oh, gotta take my glasses off, whatever. Maybe that's part of the process. After a while, you just realize, okay, well, the camera angle's not perfect. You can see how much weight I've gained. I'm not looking my best. life goes on, man. I mean, my message, really, my purpose for doing Instagram and now YouTube, where I'm probably going to upload this little ramble, was always to try to get my message out for the animals. And I got a message from somebody today thanking me for my Finger Fridays, and 2 years ago they went vegan because, largely, you know, because of me and my alternative content. You know, I'm not doing the same content as everybody. I mean, I do that stuff too, standing in the road with a sign. I do that stuff too, but I've also like created stuff, created different forms of activism to kind of catch the eye of people like myself. You know, 10 years ago, when I was drinking alcohol and getting wasted all the time, eating meat, if somebody had showed me a video of me, you know, marching into a McDonald's and reading out Dead Skin Mask lyrics, that would have caught my attention, man. Who knows, maybe I would have gone vegan sooner. I mean, I have no way to know, but anyways, I'm in a good mood. I'm introspective, but I'm also, you know, I'm feeling positive. That's why I was playing Echo Beach. You know, there is some hope. You know, I'm reaching people in my own way, which is kind of my dream. You know, I mean, I started off as a sign holder like everybody else, and I decided, even though I've been somewhat ostracized by a faction of that community for doing my own stuff, at the end of the day, my creativity and finding my own niche is more important than just being another cog in the wheel of local animal activism. I hope to still take part in those things, but if I was ever forced to make a choice between the two, clearly reaching my own niche audience that doesn't get that message is more important in the big picture. Reaching people is more important to me than being popular, and I was never popular in my life anyways, so this is just another extension of my life, you know. I mean, I've always had a core group of friends who I respect and they respect me, but I have no illusions that I'll ever reach a massive audience, and that's good because there's already people out there to reach those people. So thank goodness for those people, because I don't really know how to tailor my message to the mainstream crowd. It'd be awesome if I did. Maybe one day I'll get there, and to be honest though, I say that just because I feel obligated to say that. I'm not even really trying to. I'm just saying my words, and hopefully my words touch somebody, and I don't mean that in any sort of creepy way. So SJWs, back off. I'm not trying to touch you. I'm trying to touch you with my words. Although if you're an SJW, you'd probably fucking hate me. I don't know why. Why do we have to hate each other? Why can't we just all realize we're on this earth together for X amount of years, 70 years, 80 years, whatever it is? Why are we fighting with each other over petty things like you know, who you voted for or whatever, the rights to do this or the rights to do that? At the end of the day, we have very little say in any of it. If anybody, we should all be sort of banding together to try to figure out who is pitting us against each other. I mean, I don't hate anybody. Why do you hate people? Ask yourself, why do you hate people, man? Why? I mean, I don't know. Let's get a little bit out of my comfort zone for my tired. I just did a graveyard shift, so I'll just put it out there. Why do you hate? You know, there's bigger people out there to hate than the dude who voted for Trump or the person who voted for Trudeau. Whatever, man. They're all everybody's brainwashed in their own way. Peace out.